start, that is. And good evening, my last one for tonight. Good to be here. Um, anyway, Jay, you.
How you doing?
Yep. Now, if you don't know, sorry, say that again. If you don't know who Jay is, Jay usually comes on every month, and what he does is he keeps an update on, what's going over his end, over the pond, and he tells you what's going on, and yeah, he's been doing it for quite a while now. So, Jay, what's been happening, mate? Where you are?
Yeah, I've been doing good. I'm really been doing good right now. I know last interview we actually talked about what was it about the Black Lives Matter. We wanted to
Yeah,
discuss.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so like I said, I wanted to give a good insight about different movements that have been happening in this country. There's been a lot of movements that always they come. I will say there's always a movement that comes and goes in this country. Like for example, with Black Lives Matter, when this happened, as you know, I always say, when the phones with cameras, everything started like happening. Where there's a lot of technology, you could film the police officers. This has always been happening. This is never nothing new. This has always been that's been going on lately, especially with police brutality in basically in Black and Hispanic neighborhoods. That's been happening all the time. And then yeah, and so it's basically been filmed. That's why there's a lot of outrage, and it basically goes viral in the internet. That's why this is never nothing new to people. I think the media hyped it up. I mean, not hyped it up, like I said, like it just once it goes viral, the media just eats it up, and that has a lot of viewers. People gonna tune in to see what's going on.
Mm.
But like I said, that's what caused for Black Lives Matter to be prevalent, in America right now. And basically, there's been a lot of movements in America that have been happening. Like for example, like the Black Panther Party. You could say that was, and also the Move movement in Philadelphia, which has been happening a lot. Like I don't know if you heard about the Move movement in Philadelphia, and I don't know if I could give you a history lesson about what happened in Philadelphia, where the Philadelphia Police Department, actually bombed the whole black neighborhood, a whole block. So it's been really,
Why
I don't
did
know
they
if you,
do that then, Jay? Why did they do that?
when did he do that?
Yeah, why?
Basically, like I said, I will tell you the difference between Black Lives Matter and the Move movement and the Black Panther. Black Panther and the Move movement are really similar. Well, the Black Lives Matter is different. I could say I'm not gonna bash Black Lives Matter at all because like I said, I'm with the organization. I actually for the cause, I'm for the movement. I'm just not down for the organization. But like I said, the movement, because it's an organic organization. Basically, it's for the people, by the people. Basically, people. It was all about self-defense. Like if a police officer came in the neighborhood, started terrorizing the neighborhood, usually the movement will actually will help out people in self-defense, and also knowing, basically that's what they was doing. And also Black Panther Party was also about, the Black Panther Party was also about doing good in the neighborhood. I don't know if you heard the free breakfast lunch program for kids. That's what has been acquired as well for the Black Panther Party. And also self-defense, knowing your rights. And also, usually back then black people were scared to hold the guns back then. But ever since the Black Panther Party came around, we're gonna exercise our Second Amendment. We're gonna hold bare arms
Mm.
and defend ourselves. So that's what's all the movement about. It was really organic too as well. It was really organic. Also another movement which is Hispanics. It was Puerto Ricans mostly about is the Young Lords, which is I think it's based on Chicago, New York. I'm not sure which one city, but they came about as well, fighting for Hispanic rights as well. And yeah, but like I said, I mean, it's a lot of movements, but it's really organic. And I could tell you the difference between the Black Lives Matter and the Black Panther. Black Panther Party was really about the cause. It was really about trying to. When I say the thing is, what's crazy about the Black Panther Party? They was not really into. It was really about educating the people, and there was also because yeah, this guy really I think it was Nate I'm not sure. I think it's yeah. They really went to a old white neighborhood in the really deep south in Tennessee around there, and they said, you know what? When you have your cause, I have my cause. I know you guys are, have with they all carry Confederate flags and stuff like that. Well, Black Panther went in there, be like, look, we have different ideologies, but guess what? We have something in common, and it's the working class. The working class. If we get together and put aside the ideology and get together as working people in America, then we could make a difference. So that's what the Black Panther Party did as well. That's what caused a lot of assassinations in the party. The same thing when Martin Luther King, yeah, the same thing with Martin Luther King Jr. when he
What's
said,
happening with it now then? What's happening with it now?
like I said, the Black Lives Matter. I think it's more like I met a lot of genuine people in the Black Lives Matter people as well. They really want change, and I feel like people don't. They hate when they put Black Lives Matter on the streets. Like we don't want none of that stuff. We don't want none of that Black Lives Matter this or like the Instagram putting your whole blackout. They don't want none of that. They want real causes. They want real changes. They want because I people in the Black Lives Matter movement. They really want to have major changes. And but the thing is, they were like, okay, we're gonna give you like a Black Lives Matter sidewalk when you write down. They don't want none of that.
Yeah.
They want real changes. They want real reforms, and that's one thing that is not getting to it as well. And on top of that, the Black Lives Matter also working with some of the probably the higher has not the people that are working on it, but the higher ups probably working with the Democratic Party, which is also another the Democratic Party don't even care about Black and Hispanic people lives at all. So that's one thing I do not I'm not neither for Republican or no Democrats. I'm just mostly for the working class.
What's the president up to then?
The president.
Yeah, what's he up to?
So the president actually he wants to get more stimulus check. That's a whole different conversation about causing inflation right now. Right now, with basically the president wants to have more stimulus check because he's seen that a lot of people actually wasting a lot of money and the economy is going back up. But it's literally the government injecting money to the people and printing money, and that causes inflation. So I think I discussed that to you as well, that a lot of, the economy is not doing that great. The dollar is losing its value. And the thing is, I'm all about helping people as well, but it's already too late. We can't go back how it was before when you want to help our people, but yet also it's going to hurt a lot more people when inflation comes, who gets like I said, like when America has a cold, Black and Hispanic people has a flu. And so basically they get it worse. They get it really worse. When America's a problem, underprivileged people has it really bad.
I was Mr. Trump, and has he been seen?
Oh, Mr. Trump, nah. I mean, he said he created a website. He acted like he wanted to make a Twitter account, but there's nothing about him going on. I feel like people, ever since he got in office, I feel like ever since Trump left, a lot of these media outlets like lost a lot of viewership and they're losing money. So they need somebody to be like Trump in order to make those ratings, So
Yeah.
and
Well,
that's what it is.
yeah. Over here, I don't know if it's over there, but this week it's all about mental health week this week.
Hmm.
What's it like over there? Are they doing anything over there about mental health?
Honestly, I'll be honest with you. I don't. It's still a stigma with mental health. I feel like people need to get. I feel like people need to get more informed on mental health. And I'm not gonna lie to you. This, like I said before, in the Black and Hispanic community, they don't take mental health serious. And if you say something about your mental health, that oh look, I have anxiety or this and that, they look at you as weak, or they'll tell you, you know what, you gotta man up.
Yeah, well, yeah, yeah.
That's not how it is. I feel like they're probably ignorant about mental health and should just be informed about it. Because at the end of the day, if your child is screaming out for help, being depressed and this and that, and needing therapy, you should listen to them. Because at the end of the day, what would you do if something happens?
Mm, mm,
You know, if you're basically your child or anybody screaming out for help and you're not listening to them, are you not gonna take them to therapy or listen to them, listen to their problems, and that's what it is about. I feel like I say, like I'm talking about my community, like the China community, they don't take it serious, and I feel like we should just be more open about mental health, and it's not great, man. It's like I see that so many times, man. It's just that it's heartbreaking. Me personally, I have my son, and he suffered from anxiety, and right now I'm putting him to therapy. Even though it's remote, I like to have it face to face, but either way, he's in therapy, and he's talking to the psychiatrist, and he's 7 years old, and that's too young to have anxiety. I
yeah,
feel like it's
yeah,
too young to have, and I see that so many times. I feel like little kids having, some sort of depression or anxiety at a young age, and
yeah.
that's pretty drastic because I started developing my anxiety when I was a teenager.
Right. Mm,
Yeah.
sure, sure. Um,
Hmm.
the so what's generally what's the big news over there at the moment? Then anything going on? Anything big going on? Or
Anything big right now at the moment? It's basically economy wise. People are, like I said, I'm not into the stocks, but I'm more into cryptocurrency market. A lot of these people, like the stocks, they're scared about inflation, so that's why a lot of these markets been going down. And I don't know if you heard about Elon Musk talking crap about Bitcoin. They said about the energy, but it's being debunked many times. I don't know.
is that a con? Bitcoin.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Bitcoin. Is that a bit of a con?
No, no, it's great. To me personally, I feel like Bitcoin is gonna be. It's here and it's never gonna go away. I feel
Have you
like,
done that? Have you done that? Have you put any money in?
yeah, I'm really heavily invested in Bitcoin, really heavily invested in other cryptocurrencies like Ethereum, Litecoin. I will say
Have you
also,
made any money from it?
yeah, but I also look into projects as well. Like for example, Ethereum has a great project behind it, has decentralized apps. So basically, a lot of these apps are really decentralized. It's not, basically nobody controls it, and that's what I'm really heavily invested. I've also invested in Cardano, and Cardano is also another one that rivals against Ethereum. If you look into that's why I'm more heavily invested, because I know cryptocurrency is going to take over the world later on, and I will say in 5 years, especially with decentralized apps. And a lot of these big companies have a threat against cryptocurrency, especially Amazon, Facebook, Twitter, because they're centralized. And if you want to say something, guess what? You're banned from Twitter or Facebook. But in these decentralized apps, you can say whatever you want, and you have that freedom of speech to say what's on your mind as well. And so that's one thing I'm really heavily invested on. I feel like people have the right to say what they want, freedom of speech, and if they have something, guess what? They suffer the consequences, because you're gonna have to deal with that type of energy if you say something that's really, kind of a little bit controversial. So that's what I always said about that. But I'm really heavily invested in cryptocurrency. I feel like people should tune in more into that. Look into the projects that they have around there as well. It's a lot of great projects. It will help out, especially my people. And Nope. Yes, definitely. So, like I said, I mean, we're alive right now. Okay, he's back. You're good now?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
yeah. So, yeah, like I said before, I think you should just really look into those projects. It's gonna benefit a lot of people as well. Like I said, with Bitcoin, it's digital gold. You don't have to carry the gold everywhere you gotta go. It's literally stored in your hard drive, in your wallet, whatever it is, and it has value. It's a property that you have that you own. So that's why I'm really heavily invested, and that's one thing, and it's good for us. Nobody controls it, not even governments.
Okay. The latest. How about the coronavirus over where you are?
Oh, the coronavirus, yeah. So basically, right now, I think little by little is are reopening. They just a lot. It's a lot of hypocritical things with the government. A lot that they're saying. So now they're saying about if you have a mask, um, and if you took the vaccine, you still need to wear the mask. But then you hear people took that vaccines, and all of a sudden a month passes by, and they still got they're tested positive for coronavirus. So I don't understand what's going on. That's why I'm not taking that vaccine. Like I said, I think it's too rushed. Like I always mentioned it before. Um, I like this. Even I don't know if you follow baseball. The Yankees, most of their players got COVID, and they got injected with the vaccine. So it doesn't make any sense, honestly, with all this stuff that's going on. And they're talking about like you could wear it outside, but you can't wear in this establishment, and you gotta wear this and you gotta wear that. Like it doesn't make any sense. I feel like I understand now that I feel like people should have the right to wear the mask or not. But if that's your establishment, if you want to wear the mask, then yeah, you have to wear the mask. But other than that, I know India's hitting pretty bad right now. It has a lot of cases and a lot of deaths right now going on, and that's one thing I'm not sure what's going to happen with all this, because now they require you to have a little passport with that little card that you took your vaccine, and literally I'm looking at places that they said, you know what, if you show me your vaccine card, guess what? You could go to this free museum, you could go to this free this and this and that. It's like literally propaganda telling you to take the vaccine so you could use the free stuff. And that's one thing I hate. I can't stand that, honestly. And I feel like people have the liberty. They should have the liberty to inject the
Some
vaccine.
people will probably, some people will probably say, you're mad not taking it. Do you think you're mad not taking it?
Um, I mean, that's what's one thing I can't. I'm not gonna. That's the thing. Like, if people are really scared to, like, if they get offended that I didn't take the vaccine, that's one thing. I think people they should control their own body, what they should do with their own body.
Of course.
I feel like if you're scared to go out and do this, stay home.
Yeah.
People. I feel like, but that's the thing. We can't force people to take a vaccine. We can't force them. We
No.
literally can't force them. I feel like people should have the right to take what they want or not. But the thing is that little by little, they're telling you, hey, we're giving out free stuff if you have the vaccine card. Oh, we'll give you a free Mac chicken in McDonald's if you have a vaccine card. That's like, what kind of this bullshit? So that's one thing I can't stand. Like, and people really buy it. I'm like, oh, free McDonald's. Oh, let me take the vaccines. We get all these free stuff. So that's one thing I don't agree with this vaccine.
I've got a card, but I don't get free McDonald's.
Yeah, I know. That's the card that they gotta carry it around. You gotta carry these cards around. That's the thing. That's one thing I just don't understand. But and that's the thing. Little by little, we're literally taking the rights away. If you see it, and that's one thing I just don't. I just can't. And I know my family are taking it now,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna wait. Like, you saw what happened with Johnson and Johnson. They took it out. They stopped doing it, and now they're doing it again. And on top of that, I really don't trust that company.
Yeah.
They literally had a lawsuit with baby powder causing cancer, and they're still doing these vaccines.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
So I don't understand that. I don't
know.
understand that. Yeah, I don't understand that. People are just, they eat everything up in the media, especially, and they'll still trust Johnson and Johnson. That's one thing I can't trust that company when they call.
Um,
You know, they have in their record showing that they cause cancer, and
mm.
they still inject themselves with that. I'm just, but like I said, that's them. They have the liberty to take the vaccine they want to, but at the same time, for me, I'm not taking it.
Okay. On the news the other day, it was saying about by 2025, everybody will be chipped. So everybody will have a chip in their wrist. Now, what do you think about that? Do you believe in that?
I mean, it's happening now. I mean, like with these, I don't know if you heard about company of these jobs injecting themselves, and I feel like they're being a cook for their jobs. You know,
Mm,
there's a company in the United States, I think it's in Silicon Valley, when they injected a little grain of chip, and they could open a door, they could buy stuff, whatever it is. You could log in, have your information here. I'm definitely not doing that. That's one thing that that's one thing you taking your rights away. Um, I mean, it could happen if the government, I feel like if the government really continues to do it, it could be a rollout. I'm not sure. I don't know how people gonna. I don't know how people are gonna feel about it, but I know it's happening already in certain companies that they're actually telling them, if you want to be working here, guess what? You could go with this chip. So that's one thing I'm not. I don't know. It's scary times coming in. Scary times, and that's one thing I don't know if the government will roll it out. I don't know how people are going to react to that. It could be violent if people say I'm not taking that, because there's going to be a lot of violence going on
yeah,
if they roll that out.
yeah. The last thing I've got to tell you about is an 88-year-old gentleman in Arizona. He went for a walk. He went for a walk around about 1 a.m. in the morning. Got beamed up by a spaceship.
Dumped by a spaceship.
Yeah, he got beamed up by a spaceship. 4 hours later, they dropped him off in a field. Um, uh, he got in contact with the local authorities saying that he was abducted by aliens.
Yeah.
What do you reckon about that then?
Oh, okay. I definitely believe in aliens. I definitely believe in aliens. I'll definitely for sure definitely believe in aliens. We're not the only. We can't be arrogant and say we're not the only species on in this big universe. I definitely say it's definitely aliens. That's one thing for sure. I definitely believe in. And at the same time, if we try to, especially with Elon Musk trying to go to other different, trying to trying to do this space exploration and land on Mars, I mean, who knows? I mean, we could definitely encounter them. And on top of that, now the governments are saying they pulling out little confidential files about aliens that they actually tell them that they actually are real.
Mm,
So they're rolling that out. They're actually admitting that there's UFOs.
mm,
So we can't just run away and lose and say that that aliens are not real, because it's a lot of things are real. But there's one thing for sure that a lot of people say, that the people who made the pyramids made the aliens. I think that's bullshit at the end of the day, because I feel like they don't know how colored people made the pyramids, and that's, and they would say like, oh, it's aliens. That's aliens right there. That's aliens.
I
No, it
watched the
probably the
program.
technology.
I watched a program about that the other day about the pyramid. The pyramids about beaming up. They got like a ray, going up in the sky and all that lot. And
Yeah, yeah, of course, yeah. Even in the drawing, they said as well, and also in the Bible too, like with the three wisdom guys. I feel like it just so connects so much, honestly. You know, like this the three. I think the three wisdom guys, the three kings. I think it was the three kings.
yeah, big things. Yeah,
Yeah, they saw like a star, and
yeah.
it went to the floor, it went to the ground, and I don't know. There's so many questions that you don't know what to say about that, and
Well,
and
well,
it's a lot of things. Like I said, I mean, we cannot be arrogant and say we're not the only people, species on this universe on a floating rock, and be like, oh, there's no aliens. No, of course, there has to be
yeah,
something. And one thing I can't stand is that we humans like to cause a lot of war, greed, and stuff like that, you know, and we want to go to Mars when we can't even take care of ourselves in here on planet Earth, and we want to go to Mars. Can't even, we don't even know how to take care of ourselves. We don't know how to take care of the planet, and they want us to, you know, sort, you know, f up the after the other planet Mars. Is that what they're trying to do? It doesn't make any sense. I feel like we should learn. I feel like yeah, it is. Let's explore Mars and stuff, but we not cannot colonize it. That's one thing. But I think we should just.
It's Area 54 real?
Oh, Area 51.
51.
Yeah, it's real. It's definitely real, but you can't go there. It's really surveillance by the government. Definitely surveillance by the government. I feel you can't even go inside actually. But it's definitely real. People can't even go inside. But I know it's a lot of crazy stuff that I feel like the government says something, a lot of people will panic.
All right, okay, brilliant. Thank you very much, Jay. Thank you very much once again. Lovely seeing you, and thank you for your time. I know you've got family there and everything, but thank you so much for joining me once again.
No problem. I'll definitely speak to you whenever we're ready. Again, we'll definitely speak about. Actually, next time we'll speak more. Let's talk more about the economy. I want to get your audience to get ready. What's going to happen later on about economically wise, because it's little by little. Like I'm into, I'm looking at the charts.
We'll definitely do that. All right.
Yeah, definitely. I want to get you guys. I want to get your audience really informed about what's going to happen, because it's not pretty right now. What's going to happen. And so I want to inform your audience about that and get them, what should they do?
I'll get my wife on to you now to book you in, and I'll see you very soon. All right.
No, definitely, of course. I'll see you around. All right.
Thank you very much. Take care.
All right. Take care.
Oh, by the way, don't get beamed up by a spaceship.
I wish.
Good night, guys. Bye bye.